Breaking news, Nigerians and other West Africans deported from USA to Ghana has officially been dumped in Togo. These guys were seen crying out massively on social media that was not the initial plan. Now, what President of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, promised Donald Trump was that he is willing to accept all deportees from USA to Ghana. That why is he now dumping them in Togo? We all know that after Donald Trump announced that he has officially taken off visa restrictions and bans to Ghana and Ghanaians, there are so many Nigerian content creators criticizing that move done by President of Ghana. They felt like he just sold his country to USA. And I try so hard to make them understand that there's nothing like you having an educated leader. There's nothing like you having a visionary leader. There's absolutely nothing that you having a leader that is very smart. I believe that this particular video has explained everything. I'm going to quickly take you guys through the videos that is trending right now on social media, and most importantly, another video made by a Nigerian politician schooling his fellow Nigerians on the reasons why he thinks this particular move done by President of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, is literally the best for the good people of Ghana. Watch these videos.
Tonight again is another news about the United Nations and Ghana, Donald Trump. I'm going to go straight to the point. But first of all, I want every single African to just type in the comment section, Ghana, thank you. Thank you, President John Mahama. Thank you. I just want you to type it in the comment section. Why am I saying thank you to President John? Listen, what is the response from Donald Trump about every single move that President of Ghana is making? I want you to remember, in September, we're still in September, right? In September, mid-September, about 14 African deportees were to be sent to their own home country. But their home country rejected them. These are not criminals. These are not people that have committed any offense in terms of criminality in America, just that they have overstayed and America decided to send them back to their home country. About 14 of them, and 13 of them were Nigerians, and one from Gambia. What did Nigeria and Gambia do? They rejected them. But Ghana accepted them, brought them in. Ghana is trying to reshape the hope of Africa. It's rewriting the story. I don't know who gave this man the kind of wisdom that he's using to rebuild Ghana and Africa, redefining every single thing that comes in contact with him. Remember, US was dispensing banning and restriction on a lot of African countries. And Ghana was part of those countries that were receiving those ditches of ban and restriction, visa restriction. And guess what? Because of this attitude and behavior of accommodating, look at what this man is doing. Let me explain it to some of you that don't understand. Because if you have a child that ran away from home, for whatever reason it is, and wherever he ran to, and the person say, go back to where you came from, and you are also pushing it back on the person, it speaks volume that home is not good. Guess what Ghana did? Say home is good enough for African to return back. We can accommodate our own people. We can take them in. We can deal with them. We know how to manage them. And 14 of them were sent to Ghana. Guess what? America, Trump administration says, okay, we still have more. And Ghana say, okay, up to 40, we are still able to accommodate them. Bring them. Ghana agreed to take in more deportees. What a way of life. It's an example. And what happened after that? Look at the way US respond to that. They lifted the ban on Ghanaians, citizens. The restriction that was placed on Nigeria, on Ghana, and other African countries, Ghana's was removed. That is number one. And number two, that Ghanaians are doing. This particular president has a vision for Africa, not just for Ghana. Nigerians are not Ghanaians. Gambians are not Ghanaians. Now, he went to the UN and gave a speech that was in favor of Sudan, was in favor of Ghana, of Nigeria, of all Africa. This guy has a vision. This man has a vision. He's a man of vision. The vision is clear. There was a time, about a year plus ago, that the economy of Ghana, about 2 years, 3 years ago, was a little bit shaken. Guess what he did? He did what we call a reset. He set up a committee and they did a reset. And just about a year ago, Ghanaian currency was even doing more better than dollars. Was rated as one of the best currency that is doing well in the world. Are you telling me that vision don't work? Vision does work. When you come into power with vision, it does work. And guess what? Because what this man is doing is endless. It's just reshaping a lot of things. I'm just pointing out. Now, how many of you noticed his dressing when he came to that United Nations? How many of you noticed his dressing that he did not wear a suit? he wore African attire. And that stuff was intentional. It was intentional. Every move, every step, every speech, every word, every smile, every single thing he's doing is intentional. These are the kind of people we need. He's raising the bar. He's raising the standard. Recently, some group of people in Ghana, they were spreading rumor that he was not going to leave power. Remember, Ghanaian election is coming either in 2027 or 2028. And some folks were suggesting that President John was not going to leave power anyway, that he was going to still contest and still fight to remain in power. Despite the fact that some group of people wanted him to continue on all of that, do you know what he did? It's very unlike African. He came out, not using a spokesperson. He came out and he said, no, he's not contesting. He's not contesting. But what he will do, he will make sure that the election is fairly conducted and every single thing goes smoothly. That he will make sure there is no corruption. He will make sure there is nothing missing, that the election will be conducted the way. And look at what he's setting. He's setting a high bar for the next person. This is the way the Western world is built. This one is setting a standard. It's not dropping the bar. It's not dropping the standard. It's raising the bar high so that the next person that is going to come will not in any way try to mess around with the system that is being put in place. This is what we call leadership. And for me to jump a little bit again to Botswana, how many of you have heard what President Boko is doing? It's doing a lot. You know, Botswana depends on their diamond for their economy to rise and to do everything that they're doing. But recently, not just recently, few days ago, look at what he did. He said, you can now become Botswanan citizen or a citizen of Botswana by investment. You can become a citizen by investment. Go and check the news. That's about 2 days ago. You can become by investment. So if you decide to invest in Botswana, you can be given citizenship. Is it not the same thing Donald Trump is doing? That before you can come to America, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that, because every single person is actually rooting for their own nation, for their own country. If you're not aware, there is a lot of competition of who is going to perform best in Africa right now. And for those who don't understand what is going on, maybe in the next 10 years, they'll catch up. If you're still playing politics of corruption, of looting, of destruction, you will have no place in this generation. This is a generation that their eyes have been opened. And for me to cap this one up, this is where we need to go as Africans. You see this United Nations? We need to let them know that Africa can work together. We need to fight our own war to defeat poverty, to defeat corruption, to defeat all kinds of things that is going on in Africa. And build a coalition, a connection, just like what Gambia is doing. Just like what Botswana is doing, just like what Burkina Faso is doing with Ghana and the rest. We need to build something and defeat our own fear and stand for ourselves. When 54 countries stand together, nothing on this planet Earth will be able to defeat us. And by the way, the black nations around the world is over 70. And out of these 70, if we stay together, nothing can stop us from getting to where we're going.
I don't see a lot of videos circulate social media say Ghana visa ban from the US was lifted because Ghanaian government has set to take the criminals from America to be deported to Ghana. And here what I have to tell you, if any country should be accepting that criminal, that should be Nigeria. But Nigeria government refused to take this criminal because they say, oh, they're not from Nigeria. You understand? Okay, now, we call ourselves the giant of Africa as Nigerian, but we don't want to actually have anything to have to do with supporting South African country. We remove ourselves. Remove ourselves. Because now, okay, look at Ghana, for example. Ghana took these people in. I think about 7 of them or so. Ghana took them into Ghana because they are West Africans. They are part of the ECOWAS, right? Isn't it? You don't know what the ECOWAS stands for? Support yourself, right? They took them in, and America say as a reward, we are lifting the ban for your country. You understand? So this is not about because we want they leave the visa. That's why they took the criminals. No. Number 2, this is not the first time Ghana has been doing this. Go and check the history very well. During the Liberian War, Ghana actually had a camp for the refugees from Liberia. They stayed here. It's a place called Liberian Camp in Ghana without any reward to Ghanaians or to the Ghanaian government. So don't think because of this visa, that's why Ghanaian government is actually taking this criminal in. No. They took it in, and as a reward, they are giving it to them and say, okay, we are lifting up the ban for you. Some people say there will be more criminals coming to Ghana, real criminals coming to Ghana. No. That's one thing people don't know. Ghana, for example, is the motherland. It's the motherland for a reason. So you just should put some respect on Ghana. When talking about Ghana, put some respect on Ghana. Stop talking Ghana like say Ghana now one kind of country. Ghana is a solid country that cares about Africa, that cares about one nation as Africa together. You know, without excluding one particular country or one other country. Until you come here and show yourself. Otherwise, Ghana love everybody. Ghana welcomes everybody.
Out of the 11 West African deportees that were deported to Ghana from the U.S. as part of Ghana's agreement with the U.S. to accept these deportees, 6 has been sent to Togo, even though their lawyers were fighting against it for Ghana not to deport them to Togo because of their safety, but Ghana paid deaf ears and deported 6 out of these 11 to Togo, of which the lawyer told BBC that only 3 out of these 6 can be confirmed to be Togolese. The other 3, he cannot confirm their nationalities. You see, it is very, very pathetic that countries like Ghana, countries like South Sudan and Eswatini collected money from Americans to accept criminals that America don't deem it fit to live on their soil to come and live in African soil without considering the security of their citizens, without considering the problems they are going to be having with their neighbors. Because the way this whole thing is going now, this might bring diplomatic issues between Ghana and Togo. On the part of Eswatini, the people are protesting against their king for that their king has no right to take that decision without their parliament endorsing it. Yes, moving forward, if these countries that are engaging in such agreement with US don't trade with caution, try to negotiate properly with their neighbors before taking any of these migrants to those countries, this is going to raise a whole lot of diplomatic tension that will take a whole lot of time.
So I have been seeing some Nigerian content creators backlashing the Ghanaian government over the West African deportees that were accepted in Ghana. This is simply because you guys are ignorant and you do not understand diplomacy. Let me explain. Let me school you a little bit. Now, you see, as a government, you need to understand that certain decision will make or unmake your citizens. And so you have to be critical about every decision taken. Now, these deportees are not whites. They are West Africans. And their own citizens or their own governments refuse to accept them because they claim to be criminals. But tell me, who will reject his own child because the child is a criminal or a bad child? That's not possible. Also, ECOWAS has rules. If these people would not be accepted by their own country through the American ports, be accepted from another West African nation because ECOWAS has got rules. So Mahama or the Ghanaian government went into an agreement with the American government and said, okay, what is the outcome of our action? What will the outcome of our action be? And the outcome of your action will be that you will accept these West African deportees in your country, and then we would lift the visa ban on your people. Remember, this visa ban was not done during the NDC government. It was done in 2019 under the Akufo-Addo government. So what do we do to allow our people enjoy this benefit? Remember that these West African nations cannot reject these people from our ports, from our airports, or from our borders. The law states that they cannot reject them. So let me accept them, and then from Ghana, we will deport them to their various countries. One thing you also need to remember, that majority of these deportees were Nigerians. Only a few Senegalese and a few Togolese. The majority of the numbers of people that were deported to Ghana were simply Nigerians. So you guys should be giving our president some accolades for accepting your criminals and sending them to your country through our ports. Again, you guys do not understand diplomacy, and because your government do not care about you, the citizens, they will not take certain decisions that they know will benefit you. They will simply not stick their necks out for you. And you people ignorantly do not understand this. So you just come on social media, turn on your phones and start blah, 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 blah. Learn. You guys should research.
GhanaCanadaPages.com. Yeah, baby. Nancy, ya wubenyanentie se wunyanentie se your friend is Donald Trump. Episode deport to for Africans ebegu Ghana because Ghana buying happiness to say on for Africans ni bimra. And also Ghana buying chile say ampa Era Trump approach you say me won kofo ni bia minyanka mo amena me mpamu mu fi America. And according to friends in Ghana buying no almost say almost say well yeah you betimi aboa na emu nyese ye gi obi akeke at least bring West Africans no cause someone na ben ye betimi ahwe no makom krom enti ampa omu mmienu nyina ja omu chia mu nsem and almost yes and Trump yes and medium beba. And yes, West Africa for and a Trump deported one from United States and call Ghana. No, I think it says so far no nipa 14 in Abelande e Ghana na 14 no ye try emu mienu kra de omu fi Togo. Na we na sa 14 ye Belande ye almost lawyer Rebbe Samantha Hamilton ewa America no na ni abre no den say adem kra na ye deporting konfo fi America ho nto no do no represent these clients in America our filing a lawsuit den na lawsuit na mention nim emu difference mention nim emu details a lawsuit against Trump and as a lawsuit against Ghana for some waji we no no eno no ho enti Samantha Hamilton ina chese oni sa migrant ya be pie Ghana edin kita ho de o hwe na hwe se at least ombenya the truth and ombenya and also say bia so be samba America that details in the minim but no Samantha na dey asembia be tudwa se Ghana Jane ko 414 no Ghana so ko hwio mo go Togo we so dey me cross can me ya no because nipa no fi mikro ha e na wo de me yi ye friend say and that na yi defe Trump so dey we can know why we the consequence too much enti jama no na so na Ghana ban kwa kan yes enti wo do ma brem ya say me so ma ko download o magu friend say border na chi come baby enti according to Samantha Hamilton you know say yes enkofo 14 e be pia kra no emutu e ye Togo for however o ma ka ni nyina no e bi fi menhwe enkrokro ni bi ne hefa opeso che say e bi fi Mali ebi fi Liberia, ebi fi Nigeria, and ebi fi Gambia. And so no, according to Samantha no, 14 by no, emu 11 ye keep wom e wo base bi army base bi I buy a crash and so say wa crowd. And after be 2 weeks no, as you for the marching ko fo nyina de omo fo car, e drive 2 hours to the Togo borderline. And almost dump omo go Togo say mo go fi. Anyway, e dey had mo fi mo pe ba bi fa. Inti no no, yes jama friend is saying wall crampo ye manko for wall ye mama mi bi we nya my Samantha Hamilton no complaint or no ke kan America ho say yes your friend is saying mama bi crampo fit Mali oh no ni fi akwa nim kakra she's in her 50s or say no kan net na motorcycle echi ye Ghana for no de net na motorcycle echi no mo smuggle across the border net is no kan say yan kan che to go for say den yo afin so no on person mo chere say yes, however, this friend Samantha in Osaka say, was a woman who can female no, on onto brofo, and onto French. On Sakaso Kane Bambara near Casabia Kamaliho, ain't no, or Ghana, on to me and Ghana for Casacos onto brofo. No, could do Togo Hosso, onto French, into 1 minute Togo for no Casa, no Cane Bambari. And man, no crown no, ye jar the Togo no, according to Madame Hamilton no, I said, and Confonso Crampo, Eddie Dreamer crack, go for the Mosake Cano, aye, and Ayakayakade, Bemane ma and Nemu. Oma foso no ene hone maniama yes we na a friend saying Ghana government spokesperson Felix Ofosukwache no September 23rd ono person che say omo a ye de mo ba Ghana nyina no ye deportees na Trump don buy no on dey say hey omo nyina fi Ghana ekom krom nti on dey na as far as onimo no deportees na don buy no o man ka say ni ma bi omo fi nti on dey omo fi omo krom ko nti no sa complaint ya Madam Samantha Hamilton complain we you there da bi on no on ti ase oni baby afi eno no fi Felix Ofosukwache enti no na eja ni esi no deportees na Ghana ban eje wo no according to omo lawyer no America no o say hey Ghana ban crap no akọ dump omu nyina egu Togo chawadwin wo ho ne hwe cause me hwe mu me an kam so ne me ya no cause me ntimi kan no enchre Trump cause we can know you after no be free some book atentin akeka na wo America bio na friend saying yeah ma we you bio na ye style bi enti no let's say wa download my good Togo wa download.
You know, whenever I watch some videos made by my fellow Nigerian content creators condemning Ghana president for accepting deportees from USA to Ghana, I kind of laugh. I laugh because you guys are still yet to know the type of president this man is. There is nothing like you having an educated leader. There's nothing like you having a president that thinks out of the box. I don't know what give some Nigerian content creators the leverage to come and be bashing presidents of Ghana. Some of them were like, when criminals will start attacking Ghana, you guys should not claim that there are Nigerians living in Ghana that are doing that. These things are petty and these things are childish. You know, because I believe that we can do better. In as much as our own weren't revoked, whether your president agreed, that's President Tinubu agreed to take it or not, that is his own personal decisions. Maybe he had a dialogue with his own team, with his own government, and they felt like he should not accept them. President of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama had a dialogue with his own people. And he thought there are some reasons why he should accept that. Remember, he never said that he's going to accept all these criminals and keep them in Ghana. For instance, let's take a logical explanation of all these things. These people, some of them are not even criminals. Maybe they don't have valid papers. That does not necessarily mean that they are criminals. And what he stated clearly was that these guys would be taken down to their respective countries. The last ones he received, in as much as some of them were crying out on social media that they got detained in Ghana, there is no sued Ghana government and all that. President of Ghana knows exactly what he's doing. He just knows how to work around it. There's no way he would sell Ghana for a peanut. There's no way he would sell Ghana to America if he's going to hurt them simply because of visa. What is USA visa, for crying out loud? When Ghana has a working economy, when Ghana is doing, in as much as I know that USA has a bigger economy than Ghana, no doubt, but Ghana is on the track. And anytime you're on the track, even if it takes you years to achieve that, you are definitely going to achieve that. And that's what matters. So he has gone through the board on the, said it clearly, and he went through the drawing board, and he felt like if he accepts all these criminals, it's not going to hurt them. He did. Now, these guys were sent to Ghana. Do you know what he did? He jumped them in Togo. Some of them are Nigerians, some of them are Togolese, because they don't have papers. So he knows exactly what he's doing. After all, he knew what he signed. He knew the level he can condole. He knew what he's doing. And what made you guys think that you are smarter than him? Hell no. I tell Ghanaians all the time that one of the best things that has happened to them is them having a visionary leader. This presence, John Dramani Mahama, reminds me so much of Kwame Nkrumah. Like Kwame Nkrumah. I'm trying not to murder that name because my last video, I got a lot of backlash that I murdered it. I called him Kwame. It's Kwame, right? So what I have to say here is that he thinks most times for the country. Like he just knows what he's doing. He thinks for Africa as a whole. He's not limited to only Ghana. And this is when you have a father leader, father of all nations. No wonder he's being called father of all nations. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is not me coming out to praise Ghana, because anytime I do that, some people come to me. Would you stop talking about our politics? Stop talking about our president. Why won't I stop talking about him? That people talk about President Tinubu. I'm only reacting on trend. I'm only reacting based on what I see and people's opinion, and also my own researches, and also in my own opinion. Because the last time I checked, we have freedom of speech and people are entitled to their own opinion. So I'm not making these videos because I want to indulge in any sort of politics. I'm not campaigning. I'm only stating clearly the way it is. It might suit you, it might not suit you, but this is me just coming out to react on trend. The videos are all over the internet, the news. Go to Vanguard, go to Punch, go to Joyce News. It is everywhere. You can go through, read through, and see. You have your phone, you have your laptop. Make your own researches. If you think whatever I'm sharing here is not valid, you have your phone, so just do your own researches. So now the Kokobi say these guys are being dumped in Togo, and they are crying out, "We don't want Togo. This is not what we planned. Though you say you're going to be receiving us. Do you have papers?" He knew what he exactly think he signed. He knew what he signed with the President Donald Trump. He knew exactly what he's doing, and he knows his own rules and regulation, because you cannot impose everything on him and he will accept it. He has gone through the drawing board and he knew exactly what he approved and what he signed from President Donald Trump. I'm going to end here because I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comments. For me, I just feel like some Nigerians content creators talking about these things, they're all mess or losers. They feel like they deserved better. They feel like they would have probably take off some visa restrictions from Nigeria. Maybe President John Dramani Mahama was actually way smarter than what people think. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you genuinely think about the videos I shared here. And if this is your first time coming across my face, my name is Ujuya. Welcome to Uncut. Don't make your last by subscribing. And I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.